At 5:34 p.m. We'll go ahead and get started with the Pledge of Allegiance. Student trustee Barbara, can you lead us on the Pledge of Allegiance?
Place your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Can we do a roll call?
President Adonis Galarza Toledo.
Here.
Vice President Jesus Gonzalez. Present. Clerk Jocelyn Vargas.
Present.
Joey Acuña Jr. Trinidad Arredondo.
Present.
Valerie Garcia.
Here.
Silvia Paz. Student Trustee Barbara Hernandez Robledo.
Here.
Thank you.
Awesome. Moving on to future schools. Westside Elementary.
Things our elementary schools are doing. And tonight we're spotlighting Westside Elementary. And to show all the highlights, we have Dr. Gonzalez.
Good evening, CVUSD Board of Trustees, President Galarza and Vice President Gonzalez. My name is Dr. Melinda Gonzalez, and I am the principal at Westside Elementary. I also have with me today my assistant principal, Mr. Kennedy, our Pillars PBIS lead teacher, Ms. Swanson, and my ASB PBIS Pillar leads, President Cali Cabrera, Vice President Elena Herrera. It is my pleasure to present this evening the amazing implementations that are taking place at Westside Elementary. Tonight, we want to showcase the exemplary teaching, student learning, and how our entire Westside team supports academic achievement, social-emotional well-being, and growth mindset for all of our students. Our extraordinary Westside scholars will demonstrate examples from our Visual Performing Arts program, academic achievement, multi-tier systems of support, MTSS, and ACES.
Good evening, my name is Cali Cabrera and I am the ASB PBS Pillars President at Westside Elementary. I would like to share a few things about our school with you. Attendance and student success have been something that we celebrate continuously since the first day of school. It has been strongly encouraged for everyone to come to school and obtain exemplary attendance 95 to 100% so that we can become academically successful. Our VEPA program at Westside includes visual arts, visual research, music, collage pastel, and photography for trimester 1. One of our highlights is that Westside obtained an SEL grant for visual arts, and the students have been able to complete an SEL project about what does a beautiful heart look like. Students have the opportunity to create their own characteristics that demonstrate beautiful heart leaders. Characteristics such as kindness, honesty, trustworthiness, respect, loyalty, team building, and understanding of others. In addition, we have also had the opportunity to work on the other additional projects where we learn about STEM, science and engineering, landscaping, development of diverse elements of art, space, color, creativity, and much more. Here are some of our sample work for you to have a look at.
Good evening. My name is Helena Herrera, and I am the ASB PBIS Pillars Vice President at Westside Elementary. I'd like to share an additional amazing implementation about our school. Student academic learning and achievement is something we prioritize. At our school, we implement MTSS, which focuses on core instruction, differentiated learning, and the alignment of systems necessary for students' academic, behavioral, and social success. We achieve this by implementing AVID, PBIS, SEL, intervention, and best first instruction. As an example for academic excellence and student learning, AVID focuses on learning goals for the organization of materials, time, and thoughts support us to be able to understand and master the importance of keeping our materials organized. Using our Avid agendas daily and practicing the 3-column notes for math and ELD, that will prepare us for college. As a part of our Avid implementation, we also have multiple college field trips scheduled, such as College of the Desert, Cal State San Bernardino, UC Riverside, and University of Redlands. We look forward to continuing implementing MTSS and Avid at our site as we prepare to become the extraordinary 21st century leaders and lifelong learners.
Some of the exciting events we've had so far as part of our extraordinary ACES program we have participated in include the fun Zebra World Field Trip, Palm Springs Air Museum, Animal Science representations, extraordinary tennis fiesta field trips, community field trips, amazing drumline events, cheer camp, mini soccer, and dodgeball tournaments. In addition, we were able to participate in the 10th annual run of our City of Coachella, where our amazing Westside Drumline students demonstrate their astonishing music, drumline skills, and talents. Upcoming events include participating in our UCLA drumline and visiting UC and state colleges sports games.
We hope you enjoyed some of our highlights and what takes place at Westside Elementary. Continuously, our dynamic Westside team works together throughout the year to make sure that student achievement, learning, and academic excellence are supported through our MTSS model. Our Westside team is grateful for the opportunity to serve our students, community, and families, and look forward to the amazing contributions our Westside scholars will make. Thank you for your continued time, support, and dedication.
Thank you, Dr. Gonzalez.
All right, next up, we'd like to welcome the Bobby Duke Falcons to the podium to celebrate all the great things that are going on at Bobby Duke. So, Mr. Warren, come on up.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for inviting us today. We appreciate to share the wonderful things that are happening at Bobby Duke. Along with myself, I have our ASB president, Viviana Herrera, our Avid representative, Katie Garcia, and we also have Ms. Casals here, who is our Avid advisor and yearbook extraordinaire as well. So first slide talks about our building, our community. And so if we go back a few slides, please. Okay, so in our top corner, we actually tonight at 6:30, we are having a choir and CTE drama collaboration of Tom Sawyer the musical. So this is a picture of our stage along with our custodial staff worked really hard to shine up the floor to make everything look really pretty and great for the performance. Below there, we have our Avid tutorial, and Katie will be talking about some of that as well, and she's in that picture as well. We have our wellness center, which is doing wonderful. We have a brand new team this year, and we put them in a new, bigger space, and so they're doing really great things. And if that little picture of the board, part of our SEL lessons through student support services asks students to identify their colors of how they're feeling. Those items on the board are resources for kids to look at and use depending on their color, so they're able to match what their color is and to get a resource when they're in the wellness center. We also have, we do awards assembly. So last week we had an awards assembly for academics and our SOAR awards. So we're Falcons and we like to soar. And then, wait, we didn't do the first one, sorry. So here's us building community. We took a field trip, especially the things with Marie Parati. We went to the college and career fair at Agua Caliente. Along that week, we had a spirit week, and Ms. Casals came up with this wonderful bingo game where all teachers submitted different things that related to college, and the students had to go to different teachers and talk to them about their college experience. And kids won awards for getting a bingo blackout, so they had to do that. Last week, we had a ASB campus beautification. Our students spent time on the holiday to clean our campus. Our ACES won first place a few weeks ago for football, so we're really proud about that. And then on the 26th, we had a cultural event of Noche de Cultura, where our dual language presented different presentations about Day of the Dead and other ancestry items. And then if we go to our academics, so we do literacy across the contents. The first item is marking the text where we interact with the text. That's an ELA example. We also do that in math. So that's the next example to the right where a teacher dissected a word problem marking the text. And then we're very excited that we get to use virtual reality. So thank you, Dr. Esparza and Dr. Williams for organizing that. So this is the students learning how to use the actual prisms virtual reality to get conceptual understanding. So this was the demo part, and then they're going to be doing the actual lesson in about a week or when we come back from break. And then lastly, we do literacy in our science class. So what's great in our science curriculum called Inspire is that claim, evidence, reason is built in. That's the workbook. And then there's an example from social studies where they're doing their claim, evidence, and reasoning. And then we also have celebrate our arts as well. So that's an example of what is up in our main hallway. The teacher puts part of the standard and the description, and then along the hallway we have samples of students' work. And now I'm going to have our students speak.
Good evening, everyone, and my name is Viviana Herrera. I am the ASB president in Bobby Duke. I am here to talk about what we do in leadership that helps our school. We promote different culture perspectives like Hispanic Heritage Month. We are going to be doing African American Native American, Asian American, and Women Heritage Month. We have great teamwork where everyone contributes their hard work and thoughts. We recognize our students by spotlighting them. We do morning announcements to inform our students with our new information, activities, and our rules. We do community service for the school. We did a beautification where it is a school cleanup. We're doing a can drive donation right now so we could give back to our community. We are also doing lunch activities and activities outside of school to promote a positive school environment. That is all.
Good afternoon, everyone, and I am part of the AVID class at Bobby Duke Middle School. I'm here to talk about things that AVID students see as important to our program. First, we have team building activities, which include river crossing, paper towers, spaghetti and marshmallow challenges, and those help with creating a family atmosphere and helps with tutorials. Next is quarterly activities planned by AVID students. On the first quarter, we supported ASB with College Week, and those activities included teacher bingo, lunch activity, and college pennants around campus. We also provide peer tutoring using experienced AVID students to help with tutorials, it gives leadership opportunities to students. And AVID also provides college experiences for students in AVID and outside of AVID. And this year, 90 students will be able to go to CSU San Marcos. That's it.
Thank you.
At this time, we'll move on to closed session public comments. At this time, we will take closed session public comments. Please remember that comments are limited to 3 minutes per comment, 20 minutes per subject matter, and the board is not always at liberty of acting on items not listed on the agenda. Mari, do we have any public comments?
Yes, 4 submitted electronically.
Okay.
Ready? Shannon Rodriguez, regarding cost of living adjustment. Desert Sands is now accepting 18 years of service. There are 25 schools closer to my house. I'd save almost 10,000 minutes by not driving to Las Palmitas. I'd save close to $5,000 in fuel costs. I am not alone. Please show the community that you care to retain the teachers that you have, as well as recruit highly qualified teachers to fill existing vacancies. Please use the ongoing monies from the COLA given by the state to keep our qualified teachers. Lisa Rogers. Desert Sands is accepting 18 years of service. There are 12 schools closer to my house. I'd save 20 minutes by driving there. I'd save $2,000 in fuel costs a year. Please use the COLA to retain and recruit qualified teachers. Meredith Wilson. Subject, teacher retention. Desert Sands is accepting 18 years of service. There are 20 elementary schools in Desert Sands that are closer to my house. I'd save 50 minutes per day by driving there. I'd save $2,000 per year in fuel costs. Please use the COLA to retain and recruit qualified teachers. Last one, Carla Waddell. Subject, teacher hiring and retention. Desert Sands is accepting 18 years of service. There are 25 schools closer to my house. I'd save 13,248 minutes annually by driving there. I'd save $2,785 in fuel costs. Please use a COLA to retain and recruit qualified teachers. Thank you.
Can I get a motion to enter into closed session? Second?
Second.
Motion by Mr. Gonzalez, second by Mr. Arredondo. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstain? Motion carries. We will be back at 7 p.m. Can I get a motion to return to open session? Motion by Mr. Gonzalez, second by Mr. Arredondo. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstain? Motion carries. Madam Clerk, any action taken in closed session?
Yes. Sorry. Sorry. Okay. The board took action during closed session to appoint Olivia Mejorado as principal at West Shores High School effective November 17th on this 16th day of November. A motion was made by trustee Arredondo, seconded by trustee Acuña. Motion carries 6-0. The board took the following action in closed session: approved expulsion case number 23/24-005 for stipulated expulsion. Motion was made by trustee Arredondo, seconded by trustee Gonzalez, and the motion carried 6-0. The board took action on a vote of 6-0. It's an agenda item 3.8. Board took action on a vote of 6-0 to approve settlement in the pending litigation matter, Daniels Electrical Construction, Inc. Versus CVUSD in the amount of $83,000. Motion was made by trustee Gonzalez, seconded by trustee Arredondo. Motion carried 6-0. And the last item, the board took action during closed session under item, what agenda item it is? The board voted to approve the November 16, 2023 10-day settlement offer, 20 U.S.C. section final settlement agreement and general release resolving a matter for parents OAH case number 2023-070824. The 16th day of November 2023. Motion was made by trustee Arredondo, seconded by trustee Gonzalez, and motion carried 6-0. That's it.
Thank you. Next item, approval of agenda submitted. I'd like to make a friendly amendment. Pull item 14.7 and move action item 11.2 to the top, above 7.1.
I'd like to table 11.1 if we could, to next board meeting.
You just want to pull it then?
Table it. Yeah.
You can table it when we
11.1.
get to it. You want to table it when we get to the item, or you just want to put it?
Pull it now.
Okay, so there's a motion to pull 14.17 and 11.1.
I'd like to table that item for now.
Just table it.
Yes, some of the languages on the job description, so, yeah, yes.
Okay, awesome. So there's a motion. I'll second. Yeah, 14.17 and 11.1 to pull those items and move 11.2 above 7.1. There's a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstain? Motion carries. Moving on to board notifications, request to address the board. Do we have any public comment?
Yes, we do. We have 4.
Okay, this is a chance to address the board on items listed on the adopted agenda and items not listed on the adopted agenda. Please aware that comments are limited at 3 minutes per comment and 20 minutes per subject matter. The board is not always at liberty of answering or taking action on items not on the adopted agenda. Go ahead.
Madai. Good afternoon, fellow board members. I would like to address the district's inability to maintain principals in the district. I'm a parent for Cesar Chavez. Recently, our principal was removed from our school and a new principal was placed. I feel that consistently moving principals does not help give students an organized and consistent school. What's more troubling is the rumor regarding the removal of the principal. I would like to address my question to Trustee Gonzalez. Can you please state why you feel that you have the right to remove a principal solely based on your family ties? That seems like an abuse of power. Just because one of your family members was offended, Trustee Gonzalez, as parents, we deserve and demand transparency.
Is that from Clarissa Carrera?
Name was Madai. Okay. Next one, from various parents wanting answers. English translation. Good evening, members. I would like Mr. Gonzalez to respond to the rumors that the principal of Cesar Chavez School was fired because the principal had an incident with someone in his family. As a parent and member of this community, it does not seem right to me that Mr. Gonzalez would use his position of power to make decisions that affect the school and the students just because he did not like the way his family member was spoken to. Decisions like that should be made by people who know the needs of the students and the school, not by a person who doesn't visit the school, nor by a person who thinks his family is more important than the students at Cesar Chavez. Thank you for your time. Veronica Martinez Ledesma. English translation. Good afternoon, board members. My comment is in support of the full-time parent liaison at the schools. Our West Shores High School parent liaison, Ms. Maria Maldonado, is a key staff member for parents and volunteers at the school. I want to thank I want to thank Dr. Esparza and Ms. Ana Garcia for their support of the parent centers. Last one. Nancy del Castillo, subject parent liaisons. English translation. I want to thank all those who did their part to make the parent centers and their liaisons possible, and even more for keeping them in the schools for a longer period of time. I feel welcome and heard when the school liaison, Mrs. Maldonado, is there. Special thanks to Mrs. Barza and Ana Garcia for their efforts. Thank you to the union and board members. That was all.
Thank you. Moving on to student trustee report.
Good evening, all present. This is the report on all of our high schools for our district. CV High School athletics have made it to the CIF football semifinals. They have not been exposed to this opportunity since 1963 and are exceedingly excited. The wrestling teams defeated Banning High School boys with a score of 78-6 and their girls with a score of 48-0. Their academies are excited for their Puente versus PSA challenge, which will take place in their mini gym December 14th. As for West Shores, their College and Career Center greeted visits from CVUSD, Grand Canyon University, and College of the Desert Advisors, who gave a presentation on their campus to the West Shores students. Award ceremonies were hosted tonight from
4 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. and parent-teacher conferences from 4:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. Regarding the West Shore soccer teams, their teams are off to a great start with their boys soccer team winning their game this past Tuesday, 5-4. On the other hand, La Familia High School had 115 students end their first quarter with a 2.0 GPA or higher. Of those students, 43 had a 3.0 or higher GPA, and 7 of those had a 4.0. Their Lobos girls and boys volleyball teams finished their season with an equal mix of wins and losses. Currently, Lobos basketball is underway as the teams are looking for their first win. And the LAFA Wellness Center is busy helping students focus on making good choices and prioritizing their health and well-being. The Wellness Center team is also teamed up with the Latino Commission therapists to meet regularly to collaborate on meeting the effective needs of the LAFA Lobos. As for Desert Mirage High School's counseling department, counselors are busy working with all senior students. We're providing workshops for UC, Cal State, and Common App applications. A big factor counselors have had to touch upon are PAQs for UC apps. Additionally, counselors hosted a 10th grade celebration for our 10th graders who have never failed the course. There have been presentations held for all grades levels from the following: Riverside County Sheriff's Office, CSUSB EOP, UCR, and Grand Canyon University. Our athletics department is extremely proud of our football team, which finished with the best record in school history, with 6 wins and 4 losses. And girls golf ended a successful season with the most participation from students ever. Winter sports have opened up this week with a great start from the boys soccer team that defeated Palm Desert 3-1 on Tuesday, along with wrestling that had their first tournament. ASB currently plans for their comeback after Thanksgiving break. They will be preparing for the annual Winter Posada and for this year's Winter Short Sport Pep Rally. Their officer will be attending a leadership conference this upcoming Monday, November 20th in Disneyland's Hotel Resort. DM's AVID program reported that 95% of their students have submitted their Cal State applications and continue to work on UC applications. At least 20 AVID students have already received one acceptance letter from Cal State at the very least this far. They're preparing for private school applications through Common App. All Puente seniors have submitted their Cal State applications and are currently also working on their UC applications to be finished by the end of the month. Aviation has begun a new internship program with Palm Springs Air Museum. Students work alongside professionals every other Wednesday to not only learn about positions there, but help restore the airplanes. This program will lead to paid job opportunities. CTE Dance just completed an amazing East Valley Dance showcase with McCallum Theater, where students worked alongside professional dancers and performed for a live audience. Health and Construction visited Desert Horse Park to establish a partnership for internship with sports medicine and possibly construction. And Link Crew leaders continue to go into freshman classes for activities and mentorship. We have 54 Link leaders serving 330 freshmen. They rotate every other week to a class for support. Finally, I am currently working on making the implementation of a student counselor involving RAM leaders on the DMHS campus possible. Thank you for all your support.
Thank you. Thank you, Trustee Hernandez. Moving on to board member reports, Mr. Acuna.
Not too much to report. A couple of events that I attended. The one here at the district office, the resource one, it was very well attended. We had a lot of families, a lot of booths up. You know, we had all of our people out there, and I think it was a success. I know for next year, you know, they're gonna do better and more, but our kids also performed here, and they were great. I also attended a parent meeting here, also along with board member Arredondo was here, doing a training for parents on how to help them with their homework. I think it was well attended. Unfortunately, I had to leave before it ended, but I think the parents that were here, the representatives from each of the sites, I think they were very encouraged. And they also let us know about the parent liaison one that we're voting on tonight as well. I think they're very supportive of that. So that was great. We also had a tournament, football tournament out at Bagduma Park for the ACES program. It was very well attended. It was really good. Also, board member Gonzalez was out there for that. It's always nice to see the parents out there on a kind of just a very more casual, although some of them were pretty intense. Some parents are pretty intense, more intense than the kids. But it was very nice to see that. So congratulations to the ACES program that always does a good job with tournaments. And then finally, I was able to attend our dance team. Actually, it's a CV High School and Desert Mirage dance team. It's called the East Valley Dance Project, I believe, through the McCullum Theater. The McCullum Theater was having an event where they were showcasing, I believe it was choreographers, but they allowed our students, our team, both CV High School and Desert Mirage, to perform at the end while they were doing all the judging and everything. And I tell you what, the people that were there were so impressed with our kids, and the kids did a great job. And again, that kind of stuff is, they're great ambassadors for our district and for our kids to show, the positive. We hear a lot of the negative, obviously, but show the positive that those kids were doing. That was both Desert Mirage and CV High School, a combined program with the McCullum Theater. I'd like to thank them for really, over the years, really supporting our kids in the East Valley. They don't shy away from helping all the kids. So great job to Juliana, obviously, and her team. I'm going to forget the lady's name from Desert Mirage. I apologize. But those two ladies that really get the dance team moving. And so congratulations to them. And it was a wonderful, wonderful event. Again, the people there from all across the valley couldn't stop raving about our kids. And they were there with professional people who do this for a living, who get paid to do this. And all they could talk about was our kids. So congratulations to them. That's my report.
Thank you, sir. Trustee Garcia?
Thank you to all the students and principals from Westside and Bobby Duke. It was so excellent to see our students and everyone who addresses us. The students always have such good speaking skills, right? So it's really nice to see them address us with such confidence. In my family, we had falcons and dragons, so it was excellent to see both. I hope that students and staff are able to have a restful break. 1 day left, and then you guys get your break. So very excited about that for you all. And then good luck to everyone who is applying to universities. I know that the deadlines are coming, and just very hopeful for everyone. And I love to see and hear where our students are going and able to show all that they've achieved out in the world, right? That's my report.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Arredondo?
Yes, Mr. President, thank you. I'd like to just thank everybody who's here and everybody who's still watching us on Zoom. So far this week, just very, very excited for the Mighty Arabs who are in the CIF. I wish them a lot of luck tomorrow, and I hope that they do well and that they're successful. A couple of things, a major announcement that I know it's in the works, that the track at Coachella Valley High School will get redone before track season. So I'm very excited about that. I think that's important for our track students there and just our students in general. And I think Desert Mirage is on track as well to also be done over the break and before season. So I'm very excited about that. Attended a couple of things. Mr. Trustee Acuna said, the parent meeting here at the district. And I actually had time to talk to a few parents, and I really asked them, because a lot of them bring up the concept of restorative justice. And so I asked them, what does restorative justice mean to you? And to them, they want training. They ask for workshops. They ask for different things. So for me, it makes perfect sense, as our parent liaisons will hopefully be working and providing those trainings to our community in the future. But I want to say that our transformational model is taking place, I believe, at the wellness centers. When we talk about elementary, I know that part of what we're doing there is the social emotional supports, and the teachers are doing that on a daily basis. So when we talk about our transformational models, there's different pieces that are happening. So I want to say that they are happening at our wellness centers. They are happening in our elementary schools. Now we need to make sure that the parent component is there, and parents directly asked, we want training, just like the students and teachers are going through. So I just want to say that because I think it's important that when parents come up here and talk about restorative justice, that they truly understand that the model of restorative justice has gone on for a long time. It's a practice that started way back, but the components of what they're asking for is a part of the transformational model. So hopefully, Dr. Valentino, we can provide some trainings for our parents so that they're that next component. Couple other projects that I just wanted to mention. The Mecca Sports Field is also taking place. They're doing a full revamp there. We have our Palmview Sports Field that's also being worked on. So very excited about these projects that are happening, right? Today, we also talked during our facilities committee meeting with Chairman Gonzalez about our budget for for North Shore Elementary School. And we know that the budget to this day, where it stands, is about 56 million that we're gonna spend on that new school there, right? And our job is always to be transparent and forthcoming with the information so that you, the residents, the staff, and everybody knows where our dollars are being spent. So we also have a rain mitigation project happening at Saul Martinez. Sorry, Chairman Gonzalez, but I just wanted to share these things out because I think they're important, and we'll be out there visiting the sites, continuing to see where we can help. Dr. Valentino, I also visited just John Kelly, and I do agree that it needs a paint job, but I also agree that it needs a lot more. And so hopefully there are a few projects there that we can work on for John Kelly Elementary, as the school is very, very much in need of repair. So those are my comments. I hope everybody has a nice restful break. Those of you that are on break, please take the full week to relax and take care of yourselves. And I hope you all have a nice Thanksgiving. Those are my comments, Mr. President.
Thank you, sir. Trustee Bus,
No report, thank you.
Trustee Vargas.
I'll be brief. The only thing I wanted to make a request, I know we launched the Educational Foundation months ago. I think I'd like to see like a report or an update included in our agendas. I don't know, I can't recall how often they meet, but I think I'd like to just get an update on where we're at. I also know that we do have Giving Tuesday this month, and then trying to maybe utilize that as a platform to inform residents that we have it available so that we do start to get more donations and utilize the Educational Foundation. So I think it's a good opportunity so we don't miss it. And then I know we have the agenda item, but I'm really excited to see the parent liaison, the job description on the agenda today. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Gonzalez?
Yes, thank you all for being here tonight. I talking a little bit about facilities today. We had an item on the agenda that had to do with our new school, North Shore, a school that hasn't gone vertical. We're simply moving dirt. I announced in facilities that I'm very concerned with how we're doing business at CVUSD, being that we originally proposed a $43 million school. And even before we come out of the ground, we're already $13 million over. So it was a surprise to me, and I chair the facilities committee, and it's concerning to me. I know the new number is $56,800,000, right? So we're about $13.8 million over budget before we started. When we asked from staff an all-in price, it included everything. It was supposed to include technology, offsite improvements, permitting, furniture. And I was told, at least I was told as the chairman of the facilities committee, that it was $43 million. And now we have to announce to the community that it's $57 million. And by the time we get done, it'd probably be $60 million. And I say this publicly because we're at a time where we're trying to go back to the community and we're asking them for money again, right? And I know a lot of the families that live out, that own the ranches out in North Shore, out in Mecca Thermal Oasis, a lot of those families are on fixed incomes, and it doesn't seem like a lot when we ask a family to give us an extra $2,000. But to me, I know that those families can't afford that, even though they might have a large parcel of land. So I'm asking, and when we brought our new facility staff together, I was it was very concerning to me, because when we look at the building we're in right now, that was about a $15 million overrun in this building. Unsurprised. I mean, surprised 15 million. When we look at Palmview School, 13 to 14 million over budget. So if we can't get it right, I don't think we deserve the community to support a tax, right? I certainly have got to be convinced that what we do here at CVUSD, that we're going to be held accountable. And as Mr. Arredondo said that we're transparent, right? But part of transparency is being forthright and honest. And I just want to make sure that when we spend these dollars in places like this, that we're giving our community the biggest bang for their buck, and most important, that we're being responsible. I have one other thing. Dr. Esparza, I'd like to ask you, because you're at the center of negotiations, I'd like to know for our next board meeting, I'd like to request that we get a study, right, of sort that puts us and compares us with the other 21 school districts in Riverside County. And I want to know what our teachers are making compared to the other school districts, both in salary and in benefits. And I think it's important as we go forward, trying to figure out our challenges that we're going to have. And so I haven't seen that number. I don't know where we're at, but I'd like for this board to know where we're at compared to other school districts. That's all I got.
Thank you, sir. As far as my report, I think this is my last meeting chairing the Board of Trustees. I think next board meeting, we're already electing new officers. So whomever that may be, it's been an honor, and I hope that we can continue to work together. And it's been good. I've learned a lot. We've learned a lot together, and I've enjoyed my time as president. Sometimes, not all the time, but more than anything, it's been an amazing time. Last week I attended the State of Coachella address, where the mayor gave his address and forgot to give us a shout out, but I already forgave him for that. Yeah, it's continue to work. Dr. Valentino.
Thank you, President Galarza. Just briefly, as was mentioned, the CV High School football team is playing tomorrow, and if they win, they will host their next game here at Coachella Valley High School, which would be the championship, either next Friday or Saturday. So the day after Thanksgiving, a great time for celebrating if they play and win. So let's root them on. The unpredictability of weather conditions, as you all experienced right before the start of the school year with Hillary, the tropical storm Hillary, really has generated interest across the Coachella Valley to be better prepared in addressing emergencies. And so the city of Coachella has launched a consortium of agencies and organizations that will come together and work together. So we'll be joining that consortium as a way of bringing greater support to our communities in times of emergency. As you know, we use CV High School and we use DM High School as temporary shelters, and we're working on doing the same with West Shores High School. But one of the things that we don't do is coordinate well locally. We coordinate really, really well with FEMA and the American Red Cross, but it's really important that we also collaborate. And in speaking with Mayor Hernandez, he was very much interested in bringing us into the loop so that we can collaborate with them as well. So I'm looking forward to that, and that's all I have.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Moving on to action item 11.2. No, 11. Yeah, 11.2.
I'd like to motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Arredondo, second by Mr. Gonzalez. All those in favor?
Aye.
Oh, go ahead.
First of all, I want to thank everybody who worked on this. This is a long time coming. I'd like to thank our staff here, and also I would like to thank the union for finally getting this thing done. But I do want to make a comment about the job descriptions, and I'm not going to pull it because it's already done, and I don't want to go down that road again. But there is one that it says other job duties and responsibilities, and it states assisting with covering over the front office if needed. Now, I get it. We have busy days, but please, principals, do not abuse that thing because we went through this whole thing to give them a purpose of what they need to be doing. And when they were working 3.5 hours and I'd walk into the school sites and they were answering telephones, that was not something that I like to see. So just a reminder, I understand we have certain days that things happen, emergencies, lockdowns, where I understand all hands in, but please, they have a purpose now, something that I believe the board has supported, the community supporting. Most of you in the different capacities are supporting. So please use that sparingly for emergencies only, not as needed. Today was a need because, so I just ask you politely and nicely, principals and staff at the office, use that sparingly, that little line sparingly. So that's it.
Thank you. Trustee Vargas?
Yeah, I also, wanted to echo comments. Really appreciate everyone who worked to push this through. I'm really excited to see, the outcomes. Like I want to see parent engagement and at our district to be very authentic. I feel like my expectations are like, I'm so giddy about this because I really like to see more parents in our district feel like they're part of making the decisions, they're part of our community. And so I'm really excited for these positions and what it'll do for our students, right? At the end of the day, it's about supporting our students. So I'm really happy to see that. And I completely agree with the comments. I feel like we're all kind of just waiting to see what the outcome will be in terms of our parents being involved in our district.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Thank you. I'm assuming our parent liaisons are here. You all, can you raise your hand real quick? There's a very famous saying, right, or dicho. It takes a village to raise a child, and a key component of that village is the parents, right? And I know that we live in a community where sometimes our parents have so much going on in our heads and our minds, troubles that school meetings, children's education is not that it's at the bottom of the list. It's just hard to get there, right? And I know that because I had very hardworking parents who would come home 6-7 p.m. They would leave when I would leave to school and come home whenever I was coming back from or after school, right? So it's very hard, and I know that that can be very detrimental to the success of our students. So you all have a very strong and very important responsibility, right? To ensure that we're bringing to the table the most important piece of the village, which are our parents, right? So I applaud you all for the work that you're doing. I encourage you all to wake up every morning and give it your best, even on those worst days, right? Where you might not stand your coworker, you might not stand your boss, right? Those are the realities of the career, right? Not that I'm saying the parent liaison boss is bad. I actually like you a lot, right? But those are the realities of the workplace, right? That sometimes we have bad days, right? But it's important that we do not have bad days for our children, right? That energy really translates to our children and our community, right? So show up every day with a smile on your face, even if you don't want to, right? If you have a frown, to walk upside down, so it's a smile. So,
Just want to.
Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Arredondo. That's it.
I just want to say one thing that the one thing also that very excited about is that there are a lot of parent liaisons that are working at the school that they also attended, and the fact that you all can provide those parents with that information that they're looking for, or that space that they're looking for. I mean, that's what I'm excited about, because you all know those parents that have questions and that are expecting answers, and now it's to some of the answers, some of the questions we need to be able to answer for them, right? And lastly, ya sé que van a comer muy bien, because parents will they pay you back with comida. And I know that I'm gonna visit parent centers because there's gonna be some great comida there. Gracias. That's all.
I'd like to say something. I, just on how we show up as kids when you go to school, I think there's always a special relationship when a teacher knows you. And I'm not talking about knowing you when you show up, but when they know your parents, the teacher knows your parents, it builds a certain sense of accountability. And I think the fact that parents are there when those kids are running around and maybe they're not having their best day and they run into you and you're the parent liaison and they just seen you talking to their parents at the market. I think the worst trouble that I've ever been in was getting a bad report from the neighbor, from the neighbor that I wasn't doing the right thing. And that was the worst thing that could happen, that another adult, that I had embarrassed my parents, right? And another adult was in behavior. And that was probably the worst punishment that I remember. And I just know that you guys play a special role. And I think ultimately our community gets to be better, more united, and the results are going to manifest in better children and better possibilities. So thank you for what you do.
Awesome. So there's a motion and a second. Oh, I'm so
One last
sorry,
one. It's
Ms.
okay.
Garcia, go ahead.
It's okay.
It was good to go through.
No, I just want to know regular reports on anything that you need, like whatever we need to provide for you for support. If it's through conversation that you need training or parents want training, we want to know about those things, because that's kind of that piece that's missing, right? That's what we want to hear. So I want to hear reports on what their findings are, so that we can be providing whatever it is that we need to for the parents to make sure that those missing links are happening now, because that's the most important part, right? We want parents to be engaged, but we want to give them the tools to be engaged as best they can in this arena. Yeah, so that was I want.
Go ahead, sir.
No, you still
you good?
I was
Okay.
gonna vote.
Awesome. Well, as you are here, we're very excited for you all. Personally, I thank you all for showing up tonight and waiting for us at 9 p.m. for this action. Means a lot. It translate to, well, I look at it as, if you guys are here at 9 a.m., I'm sure you'll be whenever you're needed, at whatever time you're needed out in the community, and that speaks volumes. So with that being said, I'll take motions in favor. All in favor? I'm so sorry. Trustee Hernandez? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstain? Motion carries. Congratulations. Dr. Ellis, 7.1.
Is our new director of purchasing, and he has coming to us as the logistics manager overseeing shipping and receiving, as well as material control for Armtech Defense products. He's been doing that in Coachella here since 2003. He has also been working at Coachella for over 20 years now, and I believe he started on Monday?
Yes.
So he's been here a few days in right now, but we'd like to welcome you to Coachella. We're very excited to have you here. Would you like to say a few words? Sure.
Didn't prepare a speech, but I want to thank everyone for this opportunity. And this past week has been interesting, but it's I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and I'm excited. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Moving on, action item 8.1, approval for CVUSD board member Barbara Hernandez Rebolledo to attend CDSBA Annual Education Overnight Conference, November 30th to December 2nd.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Arredondo, second by Ms. Vargas. Trustee Hernandez? Aye. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstain? Motion carries.
She was letting us know she wants to go.
Yeah. Action item 8.2, approval of the proposed governing board meeting date and time location for the calendar 2024.
So move.
Motion by Mr. Arredondo,
Second.
second by Ms. Garcia. Trustee Hernandez? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstain? Motion carries. Action item 9.1, requesting approval of MOU with California Inland Empire Council, Boy Scouts of America.
So move.
Motion by Mr. Arredondo, second by Mr. Gonzalez. Mr. Acuña?
Want to make sure I understood this right. This was during school instruction. This is a program during the regular school day, correct?
This is a program during the regular school day, but they also have after-school and weekend events.
I didn't say that. Yes, I missed it. I just want to make sure that we understand what's happening during the instructional
Yes,
time during the
yes.
day.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Trustee Hernandez? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstain? Motion carries. Action item.
We're moving a little too fast.
I'm so sorry.
And I noticed on our governing board meeting, which we already voted on the
Yeah, we already
calendar.
voted on it.
Yes, but I just want to make a comment and we can address it later. But December 12th is the celebration de la Dia de la Virgen. So just, we might have to address that coming the new year.
Awesome. Action item 9.2, I'll go a little slower. Apologize. Requesting approval of consultant contract with Agua Caliente Casino Resort Spa for the 2024 GradCon event.
So move.
Motion by Mr. Arredondo, second by Mr. Gonzalez. Any questions, comments, concerns? Seeing none, Trustee Hernandez? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Abstain? Motion carries. Action item 9.3, requesting approval of parent volunteers to represent CVUSD on the Riverside County SELPA Community Advisory Committee for the 2023, 2024, and 2024 and 2025 school years. Motion by Mr. Gonzalez, second by Mr. Arredondo. Any questions, comments, concerns? Seeing none, Trustee Hernandez? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstain? Motion carries. Action item 10.1, authorization to increase 3 open purchase orders for parts, materials, and services in order to continue servicing maintenance-related needs throughout the district.
So move.
Motion by Mr. Arredondo,
Second.
second by Mr. Gonzalez. Questions, comments, concerns?
I think when we buy in volume, I just want to, I'm sorry, my comment would be obviously supporting this because we need the parts, but I think it's just important that whoever's buying, right, that we have an understanding of what goods cost and that, and as we buy in volume, that we're getting favorable pricing ultimately because we're spending money with these vendors. And I think sometimes they become complacent. They look at us as a public agency with a lot of money and somehow the prices magically go up. So I just think as we buy, that we're accounting for how we're buying. And that would be a message to staff.
Great, thank you, sir. Seeing no more, Trustee Hernandez? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstain? Motion carries. Moving on, consent calendar. All matters listed under the consent calendar are considered by the board to be routine and will be acted upon in one motion. There will be no discussion of these items prior to the time the board considers the motion unless members of the board or staff request specific items to be discussed and/or removed from the consent calendar, in which event the items will be considered separately. The superintendent, assistant superintendent of ed services, and assistant superintendent of business and finance, and assistant superintendent of human resources recommend the approval of all consent calendar items. Is there a motion to approve the consent calendar?
So move.
I'll second, respecting any items needed to be pulled or further discussed.
Seeing none, motion by Mr. Arredondo.
Amendment to your motion, Mr. Arredondo.
That's good.
Yeah. Seeing there's no items to be pulled, there's a motion and a second. Trustee Hernandez? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstain? Motion carries. Can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion by
Second.
Mr. Gonzalez, second by Mr. Arredondo. Trustee Hernandez? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstain? Motion carries. We are adjourned at 8:49.